This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with that prize guy. We're still here in Letterkenny. We're just after the main event for Rumble in the Hills today to be joined by Mr. Main Event. We've said this already this week, but you haven't seen me post yet on social media because you've obviously been around thanking everybody and everything else. But what an occasion to get your first stoppage.
Unreal, special, very special. A lot of stuff went on the past 2 weeks, and it just makes it even more special and more sweeter. It was unreal.
What was it that was different about tonight? You know, that the power sort of came out there. Not that you didn't have the power before, but did we have to make you main event in every card to get you stoppages? Like, what's different now that your 8th pro fight, you've now got your first stoppage?
In fairness, like I've been matched probably tough, not tough, but my whole career has been all tough journeymen that go to the rounds. And I think now I'm getting a little bit older. I'm starting to set my feet a little bit more. I'm starting to get a lot more confident in my power. I can start sitting down in my shots. So yeah, it's unreal.
Best night of your professional career to date?
I'd say so, especially main event, 8th pro fight. Not many people get that there, and then get my first stoppage, which is always that little bit of talk. You know, people says, "Oh, does he have power? You know, he hasn't got a stoppage yet. We want to see, does he have power?" And I think I showed that tonight.
We sort of touched on it earlier in the week. Obviously, your career best performance last time in the Devonish. Probably say this one trumps that again. It just seems to be everything that you're doing now. It's getting better and better and better each fight. Are you feeling that yourself?
Yeah, 100%. Feel like I'm getting better as a fighter. Feel like I'm getting smarter, and that was only a 5-week camp. Like, imagine what I could do at my own weight, and with an 8 or 9 week camp. Like, I think the sky's the limit.
Like, if you're stopping someone at super featherweight, obviously what you weighed in at, probably heavier than that again. We'll not give away what your weight is in fight night, but if you're doing that at super featherweight, imagine what you might do at super bantamweight.
100%. Like, that's 2 weights above my weight, and he was no dozer. Like, I know he's been stopped a few times, but he had a decent record. I think that's a perfect step up at this stage of my career. I think a lot of fighters step up too early and then they end up ruining their careers. All the best fighters in the world are managed the best as well. You look at Lewis Crocker, he's been managed very well. You look at Paddy McCrory, he was managed brilliantly. All these fighters have been managed brilliantly, and that's the way I want to go as well.
When you pictured, I guess this week pressure sort of starts to build. You're in the venue very, very early tonight. Normally the main event comes like an hour and a half to 2 hours at the most. Like, you were in soaking up all the atmosphere. You are living up to that nickname of cool. You're walking about as if you're just a fan most of the night, sort of in the action. You were in Tiernan's corner for his fight. Like, it just seemed to be you were taking everything in your stride. Did it feel that relaxed to you, or were inside there was obviously the nerves there?
No, a wee bit of nerves before going out, but I'm always relaxed. I just love the boxing game. I really enjoy the sweet science behind it all. And obviously just going out and supporting Tiernan, you know what I mean? And just supporting other fighters as well. Like, I know nearly everyone in this venue, supporting all local fighters, Tyrone fighters, Fermanagh fighters, and it's just a special occasion, and hopefully we can do this once a year going forward.
You'd obviously a former world champion Anthony Crawler in your corner tonight as well. Like, everybody here in the dressing room was trying to claim parts of your first stoppage win. Tommy Walsh was saying it, Tiernan was saying it. Anthony Crawler hasn't said it because he's a gentleman, but he's probably deep down going, Callum Bradley got his first stoppage from me. But it's all you. You're the one that's producing the shots. There's only so much you can train for, but you're the one that's seeing them shots in the ring, and the stoppage is down to you.
Yeah, 100%. Well, obviously still up training with D. Walsh. Still up in Belfast training with him, and then obviously Crawler is part of my management team, so he jumped in my corner tonight. I went over 2 weeks ago and done a bit of training with him, quality sparring. Like, it's great gym over there, and Crawler's been there himself. He's done it all. He's fought Linares, Lomachenko, best fighter, one of the best ever, so you can't get much better than that. And then so it's just great experience to have that in the corner tonight.
That's your second 6-rounder now in a row. Obviously your first one went the distance the last time. This one's obviously went prior to that. Like, tell me at this stage, I guess you'll break it down with the team and things like that, but like, the next step for you in the new year, probably going up to 8 rounds. Like, you're hungry, you probably want to progress maybe sometimes quicker than you want to. You know, what would you like your next move to be?
Yeah, 100%. It's just about taking the right steps at the right time. Not jumping too high too early. And I'm still only 26. I know you want to push on, but I would like it. I felt fit in there, and that was only a 5-week camp, and only had I had 3 spars for this camp. Like, that camp wasn't great. But I felt good in there. I felt strong. So imagine, like I said earlier, with an 8-week camp. But yeah, probably in the new year we'll step it up to 8 rounds. Slowly, probably get an even better opponent. And then whenever the titles come, it'll probably be on bigger platforms, and if the money's right, then we'll take them opportunities, and that's how you get to the top, being managed properly and managed the right way. That's my opinion.
Is it one of them? Is it one of them sometimes, like, you know? I'm trying to think of this in the right way. Like, you've now had a stoppage, so like maybe people might previously have thought you weren't a puncher. They've now seen you get a stoppage, main event, and sometimes where the pressure can get to you. You've sort of made a statement of intent there, where you're going to start to become more of a household name in Ireland. Like, maybe people might not have thought of you as a super bantamweight when they're thinking of Paul Noonan, they're thinking of Matty Borland, Rudy Farrell. You sparred most of them.
Sparred Farrell, yeah. Never sparred Lumen or Matty Borland. But I think if you ask anyone that spars me, I think they'll tell you that I've got power. I know I've got power. Just like I said, I've been matched with hard journeymen my whole career, which has learnt me loads. I wouldn't change it for anything. But now, like you said yourself in the interview, like, you're going to see me overwhelming fighters, and that's what I done tonight. He didn't want to know. I know I hurt him in the first round, my body shot. Just knew then I had him. It was just about them putting the pressure on, picking the right shots, not getting caught winning stupid. He was loopy with shots, a few shots in the back of the head. So you had to be careful. One shot can change a fight. You know that yourself. But so yeah, I just had to be switched on. But yeah, and I know I've got power, so that'll come.
Does it give you extra belief now, extra confidence now, knowing you stopped your first fighter like that? As they say, that monkey's off the back now. No longer can people go, when are you going to stop someone? You've now done it. You know, as these level opponents step up and maybe get in domestic fights or British title fight or things like that, when these opponents are coming to try and win, that's when even more openings are going to be there and probably even more stoppages will come.
Exactly. You know, you've seen in my last two fights, you've seen me landing clean shots, hard shots, whereas maybe my first few fights, I couldn't land them shots because the fighters were just tucking up and moving. You know yourself, you know the boxing game. So you've seen there when he opened up tonight, I was there, catch, counter, landing clean shots. And it was the same against Darwin Martinez in my last fight. Last couple of rounds, he come and I just showed him the levels.
That's what it is about you. It's like levels. Like, people would underestimate, obviously, how great of a boxer you are. And a lot of fans can fall into that thing. Sometimes they look on BoxRec and they go, Callum Bradley, 7-0 with no stoppages. It's going to be a boring fight. You know, that's what people think. People go, it's going to be a boring fight. It can't stop anybody. Whereas now people's opinions are going to change. They're going to go, Callum Bradley knocked someone out. Yeah, that's just shocking them to go, Callum Bradley knocked somebody out. Who was the opponent he was fighting? You know, they're sort of now having people changing people's narrative of who you are.
100%. Like, I don't even care about that. Like, I know I've got power. Like, and so I don't care really about that. I know the stoppages will come. We actually had planned to get a harder opponent. I'll not say any names, but he was English. I think he had like 18 wins and like 6 losses or something for the show. But he turned it down. I think he might have got a better opportunity. I'm not too sure. Not just saying that maybe he said no to me or he got better money elsewhere. But we were looking to go even higher. But picked this opponent, and I think it was the right opponent for the stage. And that's probably why he took that fight as well. He probably seen 7-0, no knockouts. Let's just go get a wee 6 rounds, nice wee payday. We'll give it a good go, but we'll not get stopped or hurt. Went in the first round, I knew I hurt him straight away.
There was, I'm not sure of obviously how accurate it is, and you'll tell me it was accurate, but it was looking like there was a potential of you and Conor Kerr fighting on the Windsor Park card. I think whenever they dropped the fights down, like that was looking like it was going to be a fight. I think Conor Kerr damaged his thumb or damaged his hand, and it sort of wasn't an option then. Like, that shows you're ready to take these step ups. Like, you're never going to, you would have probably fought Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury in Windsor Park just to get on the card.
100%. Like, there's no point like me fighting Conor Kerr in the Devonish or anything like that. Like, it has to be on them bigger stages, the Windsor Park card. I think you understand that. Every other fighter understands that. Like, I was ready. We were ready to jump at that fight. I'm not too sure if he was ready to jump at it, but I'm not here to disrespect anyone. I'm not that type of fighter. I respect anyone that jumps in the ring, and I wish him all the best. But I believe I'm just on the up. I believe him. You know, Matty Borland's obviously got a mandatory now, doesn't he?
Well, he's got 12 months to fight Paul Ingham, and I think Paul Ingham's going to have a fight now between now and the end of the year. But I think that mandatory has to happen within 12 months. So, like, he could be away from the Irish title level by that stage. He could vacate the belt and move somewhere else. So, like, it's this boxing game, isn't it? It's whatever makes sense. And now, when Rudy was the champion, he was wanting the big cards. Now Matty wants on the big cards. I guess.
It's understandable. Like, that's understandable. He's the champion and he wants on the big cards, and that's probably the only way them big fights, them domestic fights should happen on. I don't think them domestic fights should be on the small hall shows. They should get the publicity on the big shows. And if there's another big show that comes, if Crocker's coming back to Belfast, then I'd happily jump at them. But like, no disrespect to the Irish title, Celtic title, but I believe I'm past that level already. But if that opportunity comes up on a big show, I'll take it. But I'm ready to push on now. Just be in my own lane. You know what I mean? Just build up the rounds now nicely against the European opposition. 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds. And then we'll be in a good position then for Commonwealth silver titles, Commonwealth titles, European silver, all them belts. I'll be ready.
Do you think there's a reason why, maybe, I don't know, sometimes fighters don't like to call their fighters out, they don't want to be disrespectful and things like that, but do you think there's a reason why people aren't mentioning your name? Like, you're the boogeyman sort of to them in some ways where they don't know much about you. Obviously, Rudy knows about you because he sparred you, but do you feel like your name's not been brought in them conversations because people don't want to fight you?
I'm not too sure. You know me, I don't like to be disrespectful, but I think they know how good of a fighter I am. That's probably why they're not mentioning my name. Their coaches know how good of a fighter I am. They've heard sparring stories. I know sparring's different, but they know me from the amateur days. Like, I've been about a long time. I've over 100 amateur fights, you know what I mean? So fought every style going. I know the pros are a bit different, but you can see now in my last 2 fights I'm starting to get more comfortable in this game. I said that, remember the last time I was only starting to get comfortable, and now I'm even more comfortable now, and that was with 5 weeks camp. Like, imagine what I can do with a proper training camp.
You fought, and obviously the field, obviously in the bigger cards outdoors. Like, is that, you look into your crystal ball now for 2026? Like, is that one of the things you want to tick off? Lewis Crocker world title card in Belfast. Like, do you want to be on these big cards? Do you want to get your name out there even more? And the perfect way to do that is by fighting on a massive platform like Matchroom.
100%. I believe I've got the talent to be on them big shows. You know what I mean? I don't believe why I shouldn't be on them big shows. Like Belfast, the fight capital, one of the fight capitals of the world, and I believe I'm one of the best prospects in Ireland, and I believe I should be on them shows. So, but if the opportunity comes up, I'll be ready for it.
Special night for you and Tiernan. Obviously, you both got stoppages tonight, and Tiernan actually predicted your stoppage as well. When I said to him in his interview earlier on, have you stole the limelight from Callum headlining the card, and he was like, Callum's going to get, I think his words were, Callum's going to get a stoppage. But really special night for you two, and I know you said to me in an interview earlier in the week that he's going to make this a yearly thing. Like, is that another tick box for you for 2026? Is you and Tiernan main and co-main event? Like, would that be a fight the two would have over who would be the main event?
Probably, possibly. Obviously, Tiernan's been main event before for the IBF European in York Hall, another iconic venue. So, and then me tonight on only made the fight. So, the only ways up. Obviously, with Jason Quigley and Sheer Sports, would be class to do this every year. It's so close. I think I've spoke about it loads of times before. It's the closest that we can fight. So if we can do this once a year, it'll be special for our fans as well. Just give back to them because they travel all over. Like, at the start of the year, I had over 30 to come to Bolton on like a couple of weeks' notice. Tiernan had loads coming to Bolton all over, and then obviously Belfast, and then here tonight. It's class.
What's the celebrations going to be like? Obviously, I know there's a big game tomorrow. Anthony Crolla and Dom, that are obviously part of your management, are United fans, and you're a Liverpool fan. Like, does your celebration start tomorrow, or did it start tonight? How confident are you of a Liverpool victory tomorrow?
They'll definitely start tonight after the night we've had, and then obviously Liverpool tomorrow will just top it off and be brilliant. So it would.
Well, look, congratulations on a fantastic performance. I think I'm going to have to keep coming to these fights. You just seem to keep getting better and keep getting better. Obviously, have a great Christmas. Don't be getting too fat. We'll see.
Make it out before, we don't know. Hopefully, we never know. But we'll
Is
see.
there talk of one before the New Year?
I don't know. We don't know if it's going to be here or overseas or wherever. It'd be nice to get another one, but I'd be happy just to top that off as well. It'd be brilliant.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic performance. First stoppage as a pro, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much for your time. Good man.